What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be taking a look at another online fish store. What's up, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be taking a look at another online fish store, saltwaterfish.com. I think it's important to do these videos because more often people are starting to turn to online fish stores to supply and stock their fish tanks. And I know for a very long time that I was very hesitant to order corals and fish online. And that doesn't go without saying that you shouldn't support your local fish stores, because that's very important as well. Those guys are the ones that keep this hobby going. And for those of you that are here because you are interested in seeing who won the Tropic Eden refractometer, we're going to be doing that at the end of the video. If this is your first time being here, this is where I talk about everything saltwater tank related. So if you love saltwater tanks like I do, smash that subscribe button. Alright guys, so let's jump right into it. This was a very awesome day because not only did I get my saltwaterfish.com order, I also got my worldwide corals order. So I spent a good 2 to 3, maybe even 4 hours of dipping coral and acclimating fish. In my saltwaterfish.com order, all I got for fish was a flame angel, and he's in quarantine. I didn't get any footage on that. I don't know why, but I'm going to be doing an interesting video on that flame angel down the road, because flame angels are not always considered reef safe. So we're going to be doing a experiment with this flame angel to see if I'm going to be able to add him to my reef tank without any problems. If it doesn't work out, then we'll find him a new home where he's not going to pick on any corals and he can live a long, happy life. I didn't realize how much I actually struggled with this box until watching this footage right now. The struggle is real. So as of late, I think I've done orders with Tidal Gardens, Worldwide Corals, and saltwaterfish.com. Now I have a couple other vendors that I want to take a look at for this kind of fish store spotlight videos series that I'm doing, and I'm hoping that I can get maybe 1 or 2 more before winter kind of sets in. I'm not real big on buying coral like January and February just because I live in Maine and it's pretty rough to have coral shipped up here, and if you have any type of issue whatsoever, most often the coral is not going to make it. So this is what you can expect when you open up your saltwaterfish.com order. You have a bag that has the individual bags containing the corals and fish inside a styrofoam container, and there's usually paper packed on the top, and they also include a acclimation guide that is very helpful, and I think you should follow because it is going to increase your success, especially when you're dealing with fish. And right here, all I'm doing is just picking out each individual bag, taking a look, making sure that everything arrived well. And these larger bags are what's going to be going into the display tank. It's very important to make sure that when you float bags in your display tank or that you don't have a light on, because what that can do is increase the temperature dramatically inside the bag, and you actually can cook fish and or corals because you're creating a kind of greenhouse effect inside the bag. So it's very important that when you float the bags to have the lights off. So everything looks like it's alive and well, and we're going to start floating our bags and then dip our corals. So when I'm floating my bags, I typically will let them be in the aquarium for upwards of 20 to 25 minutes, just so it has a opportunity to get the temperature, so it's not going to shock it when you put it into the tank. Now, these corals that I picked up from saltwaterfish.com are maricultured corals. And what a maricultured coral is a coral that has been farmed in the ocean. And a good resource for maricultured coral research is waltsmith.com. And in short, what Walt does is he creates these long racks that he brings out into the ocean. And he cuts coral up, he puts them into a concrete base, and then brings them out into the ocean and lets them grow out. What's great about this practice is about 1% of it actually makes it to hobbyists. The other 99% of it goes back into the reefs and helps restore the wild reefs. There are some downsides to maricultured corals. They are typically not as vibrant as the collector corals that float around the hobby, and they also have a higher risk of pest infestation on them. So it's really important to make sure that you are dipping your maricultured corals, as well as even going as far as setting up a quarantine tank for your corals so you can observe them and see if in fact they have any pests on them prior to adding them to your reef tank. Another precaution that you can take is actually cutting the coral from the base that they are mounted on. A lot of times pests will lay their eggs around the base of the coral, so they don't have a very far way to go to get to a food source. So there's a lot of concerns that you need to take in consideration when you are dealing with mariculture corals, but for me, I'm not that worried about it. I think that if you dip it well, you shouldn't have many problems. So in this order alone, I think I got 3 different colonies that were maricultured corals, and all I did was dip them for 20 to 35 minutes and then gave them a good rinse and then put them in the tank, and then made sure, you know, that I observed the coral prior to putting into the tank, taking a look at the base, making sure there's no eggs, looking at the coral, making sure that there's no bite marks on it, and then adding it to the tank. For those of you that are new to the channel and haven't seen my coral dipping video, I'm going to be putting a link to that in the description below. Very simple process. I use Coral RX, put the appropriate amount in the container, and let the coral sit in there for 25 to 30 minutes. So right here, what you see me doing is I put the coral in. It was just the water that came in the bag, and then took the coral out. It's fine to have coral out of the water for a couple minutes if it's not going to do anything to it. And then added the Coral RX to it, swirled it up really good, and then added the coral to the solution. A coral that has been aquacultured and has been floating around the hobby, I'm only going to dip that for like 15 to 20 minutes, but something that's maricultured that has actually been in the ocean, I'm going to have that sit in there for an extended period of time. And once the time is up, I'm going to rinse the coral and find a place for it in the tank. And this one I kind of moved around a couple times before I got it right where I wanted it. And a lot of these corals that I've been getting, I've been putting them kind of on the back of my aquascape because they're already a really big colony, and I think it's kind of filling out the back of the aquarium really well. And this is what's left in the bucket after the dip. I also had 2 little fragments from this coral, so what I decided to do was grab a plug, put some glue on it, and attach the fragments to that. There really isn't any reason to have any coral go to waste. And I got 2 frags right off the bat of this coral, so that's pretty cool. This is my 3rd or 4th order with saltwaterfish.com, and every single time that I buy coral from their buy it section, which is essentially what you see is what you get, I am always impressed with the size of the colonies. They're absolutely huge, and when you look at the pictures when you're going through the website, they look big, but they don't look as big as what you typically get. This right here is a blue Mariculture digita that I got from them. I think I paid like $40 for it. That's huge, and I think I've paid $20 for a 1-inch frag of this stuff. And then here is my red Mariculture digita, and the reason I got these 2 corals is they are extremely beginner friendly and they are fast growing corals. So here's a shot of the tank a couple weeks later. You can see in the top right hand section, that's the red Mariculture digita right next to my Jason Fox Unknown. Doing very well. I put it right towards the top, and the reason I put it towards the top is because I'm hoping that it's going to encrust a little bit more and do some offshoots just because it's so close to the light in comparison to some of the other corals in the tank. And here's a shot of the blue Mariculture digita as well as the acro that's towards the back. If you look towards the right, that green Mariculture, just behind that, that's the bluish pink acro that I picked up. It's absolutely a huge colony. And then you have the blue Mariculture digita towards the middle, and then the 2 frags towards the top on the left-hand side. The total cost of everything that you're seeing in this tank was in the realm of $220. So, grand scheme of things, a lot of great coral for very little cost. Alright guys, so that's a wrap on my saltwaterfish.com order, and very happy with everything that I got, and I think that you should give them a shot. Check them out, saltwaterfish.com. Alright guys, so we're here with our random YouTube comment selector, and we're going to load the video for last week's Premium Aquatics video where we took a look at the True Eden refractometer, and we're going to select our winner
Dean, you have won yourself the True Eden refractometer. We're going to be reaching out to you via Premium Aquatics, and congratulations.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Congratulations to the winner of the Tropic Eden refractometer from Premium Aquatics. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to Mad Hatter's Reef, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.